Welcome to U.S. Bank. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality purposes. Para continuar en español, presiona dos. To access your account, please enter the last four digits of your Social Security number or tax ID, followed by pound. Or, if you prefer, enter your account number followed by pound. For other banking services, press star.
Customer service.
Didn't hear anything. For account access, please enter the last four digits of your Social Security number or tax ID, followed by pound.
Customer
If you
service.
press pound. Or if you
Oh my
prefer, enter
gosh.
your number, followed. Please hold while I transfer you to a banker. So I can best direct your call, please enter your account, card number, Social Security number, or taxpayer ID.
I'm more. I don't have those things.
I didn't hear anything. So I can best direct your call. Before I transfer you, please select the product or service for which you need assistance. For questions about your checking or savings account, press 1. Well, for balances and recent transactions, press 1. For online banking, mobile banking, or thank you for calling. All bankers are currently assisting other callers. The estimated wait to speak to a banker is 4.5 minutes. My name is Brooke. I'll be your personal banker. Can I have your account number or card number, please?
Well, that's a great question. I don't have one because I'm a Moor. I'm of the land. So technically, I don't have one yet. Everybody's been so in cohorts and conversed and basically disillusionalized of what it means to have a bloodline and then that of the color of law. Um, okay, so I'm a Moor, and I would love to correct the record, yet I don't think that you guys would let me. I think by your policy, you're stealing my rights and you're forcing me to still be seen as property. Um, so
Okay, sir.
essentially,
Do you have a question about a bank account?
are you going to cut me off again when I'm talking? Because I was just about to say words. Oh.
Welcome to U.S. Bank. Your call may be monitored for quality purposes. Before I transfer you, for balances in recent past. Thank you for calling. All bankers are currently assisting other callers. The estimated wait to speak to a banker is 4 minutes. Thank you for calling U.S. Bank. My name is Jack. May your first and last name, please?
As a Moor and a man of the land, you can refer to me as Craig.
Okay.
But because this is access to some fake IOUs, The agent's name
I'm sorry.
is the agent's
Do
name.
you have an account with U.S. Bank?
The agent's name is, in all retrospect, in the real world, I am a Moor. Okay, this fake economic world I've been forced into due to circumstances, the whole capital name and social security number, that's not really mine. Someone else set that up. And now yet I have to get to accessing to be able to eat because of this through this fictitious entity. So that hearsay, that's not me, yet you guys will only deal with that one. Because I would love to correct the record to an all
Are you saying that
lowercase
your
name.
identity was taken? Is
Oh my goodness. Um,
that what you're
an
saying?
all caps name is a business. It's a corporation. It's an all fictitious entity of itself.
Okay.
So, in
Um,
all regards,
dude,
in the real world, someone else
what the
set that
world is
up.
real.
Are
So,
you going to let me explain it?
you can try.
No, no, no. I'm going to do it. I can't try because I only do because I'm alive. I'm a man on the land as a Moor. Okay? That's my bloodline.
Yeah.
Okay? Not my color of law, white, black, because that doesn't exist. That's property. Okay? So is that of an all caps name. What?
Nothing, go ahead.
Ah. So, since the policies of you guys are forcing me to be recognized as that because, well, your policy forced me to say that I'm a government employee with a social security number. I'm not. I don't have one of those things. Someone else set it up for me. In the real world, someone else set that up for me because of this whole commerce of the United States. Okay, so there's this whole history as a man on the land. I'm telling you, as a man on the land, you need to know as this is an actual means of someone saying, do you want to be property or do you want to actually have rights? Because right now with property, you only have privileges, you don't get rights. Okay, so with the social security number, that's one of them. Okay, yet someone as a corporation thought they should steal from me, regardless of being robbed as from the cradle robbers to the point of this corporation to the actuality of a little bit more normal. Are you actually in that account yet? Because this is actually something.
How
No,
can I, sir, when you haven't given me an account number?
okay, well, you don't have to say it that way. You could have just said, okay, anywho.
Alright.
um,
Is this a fraud, sir? Is this a fraud claim that you're trying to make? You're saying that the
OMG.
name?
Okay, if you don't know what a use you front is and a corporation and you and the difference between the corporation all caps name and your lowercase name,
Yeah, I don't know what you're
that's
talking
its own thing. That's its own thing. And I'm attempting to enlighten you, give you a chance of a
Well, I just want
choice.
to get you to the right department because you have a very long explanation that you may need to
Oh my
repeat.
God. If you keep cutting me off, I'm never going to actually get to the point because you keep on cutting me off. Every single time I'm about to go ahead and go to that, you keep talking, thinking words.
Trying to help you, sir.
That's the point. Don't
You're
try. Okay,
mentioning
we're
fraud to me.
going to get to a point where we're going to start over. We're not going to try at this point because that's poop and sorry, and that's actually only a dead entity with a fictitious title can act as. Okay, so I'm alive. So we're going to focus on the actuality of now and of being alive on the land and doing something about this. Okay,
I'm on the land.
so can you access that account through, let me see.
Account number.
Da, 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 da.
It's not coming up as an account number.
Oh my God, it's not. Actually,
What?
it is an account number. It's under filed social security number. That's the account number.
All right, give it to me one more time.
Ugh.
Your first and last name.
Me as a Moor on the land as the man on the land. We're
Just
okay. If you're not going to respect how I am actually approaching this as all actual seriousness, then I need you to transfer me to somebody else because I'm already done being disrespected by you.
Understood.
And the other one that hung up on me when I'm attempting to actually enlighten you, actually give you
So
a
other
point of
bankers that hung up on you?
understanding and give you a basis of where I'm coming from so you can better assist me as your so-called customer, okay?
Yeah, I'll get you to the queue and talk to another banker then. Hold on. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to U.S. Bank.
Wow.
Your call is monitored or recorded for quality purposes. Para continuar en español, presiona dos. To access your account, please enter the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Thank you for calling. All bankers are currently assisting other callers. The estimated wait to speak to a banker is 3.5 minutes.
And that's exactly why I said I don't think you'll let me correct the record. Because your policies still my rights.
My name is Precious. May I have your full account, card, or social security number, please? And may I have your first and last name, please?
I want you to correct the record because I'm a man on the land as a Moor. That's my bloodline. My name is all lowercase. I'm not capitalized in any way. I'm not a business. I don't have a social security number. You guys forced me to say that I did. so that I can get access to this because you guys denied me the actuality of using my rights. Um, so, and I am not property in of itself. Yet, will you correct that record for me? I mean, that's not the reason why I'm calling. There's an actual reason why somebody stole and robbed me in the modern day slavery means of normality, United States corporation society and mentality. Um, Yet, I want you. I'm asking you guys, can you correct the record for me?
When you say correct the record, do you just want all your letters lowercase?
Yes, because as that all caps name, that's not me. It needs to be uppercase for the first initial, first character, and then the rest lowercase. And then also at the same time, that social security number, that's not me. That's not mine. That's some in the real world, someone else set that up as an account on their behalf for me. They took all of my actual assets as a more, they turned it into a trust. They and so that's what basically the United States Corporation has done. That treaty and all that kind of stuff, that's actually supposed to be resolved. You're supposed to know what your bloodline is, and because you can claim ignorance of it, they can do whatever they want to you because you still think that you're property, even though you were only taught how to be educated in being property. Anywho, so yes, I would love for the record to be correct that
Okay.
the man on the land, as a Moor, as my bloodline, is calling to say that that capital name, that's not me. That's an all, that's a fictitious um, entity. It's a use you front. It's linked to the Sir Cade Trust. I can't. It's challenge to say that one for me at this moment. Um, Yet, like I've been saying, that's not me. Someone else set that up. And in all actuality, when you think about it, that government number, that social security number, that's only supposed to be how you identify a government agent. If you use that and you get a job or a job, um, you're claiming that you're being leased from the government to work there. That's another thing. And so that's one reason why I want to correct the record because I'm not a government employee. They can't have access to all these essentially as what is a normal adulty kind of thing, we the people kind of a standpoint. Yet I'm not we the people. That's part of the US corporation constitution thing where it goes, I mean, it backdates to this whole treaty. I mean, it's history. It's an actual documented thing. It's not a fact. It's an actuality of being documented. And so that's why I would love for the whole record to be corrected, with the whole lowercase name that's actually me. Because if it's all caps, that's a corporation, and I'm not a corporation. I'm not that. And it would be great to have these policies not keep my rights because I'm attempting to correct the record, and you guys are taking it where these policies that you guys created, which isn't law at all. It's just some arbitrational made up thing that everybody is so willing to bully you into believing that's something that you have no other option because that's how you get the whole paycheck from my job thing of the modern day slavery thing. Um, so it would be great. I would very much appreciate this. This would be very, very great because that would mean there's a point of it. I'm actually of the land. I'm of more of my bloodline, and I'm tired, and I would love to stop being stolen from. I mean, it's already happened from the beginning of time for myself in this endeavor experience from being robbed from the cradle robbers. I mean, if everyone is supposed to be get their own house and land because of the corporations due to the treaty now being over and that of the corporation of the United States supposed to be resolved, but no one in their own integrity, under ignorance, is willing to say, oh, I'm not black. That's a color of law definition. So if I'm not black, and there's not actually this racism thing, because that all goes back to distractions of property thinking they have rights in of itself. under the Christian kind of a thing, that, what is your bloodline then? What is you? Who are you? What is your people? What is your sovereign? Where did you come from being sovereignty? And so that's what I'm attempting to do. I'm attempting to say this to everyone. And thank you very much for not hanging up on me or saying, oh, what? I'm going to put you back on the queue. But anywho, so yes, could we correct that record fully? That would be great. Take that social security number out of there because that's not mine. I was only
Okay.
forced by you not allowing me to use my rights to stand up stand up for myself. You forced me to understand, to stand under you, and you to continue using my name to do something in the fake economic world, which really destroys the real world.
Okay. So what we can do, we would have to do a title change in order to lowercase the letter. I would have to reach out to my supervisor to see what we can do about the social. I believe we can take it off, but I just want to be 100% sure that that's what something we can do. So we
Thank you.
can get the name lowercase, well, the first letter capitalized, and then lowercase, and then the first letter capital, then lowercase. But for the social, I would have to reach out to my supervisor to see if we can take that off for you.
That would be grand. Thank you.
You're welcome. Give me 1 second here, sir. Let me just ring over 1 second. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much for holding. So I did reach over to my supervisor. So what he is going to do is put in a request to get the social taken off of the account, and then to get the name lowercase.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you
You're
very,
so
very
welcome.
much. Because it's a very challenging task to reclaim my sovereignty and anybody's sovereignty. And like, I attempt to explain that to them, that there is a difference, that somebody has shown them that there's a choice now, that they can choose to be property, or they can choose to be the woman on the land, or the like of the land, and the people of the land. And so thank you very, very much for doing that, because I've attempted to say this before to you guys, and well, not to you, or anywho, to US Bank, and no one has ever attempted to acknowledge that they were basically wronging or whatever they were doing that through their means that they thought they were doing the greatest thing. But anywho, thank you very much. And um, can you also at the same time? I don't have an address then. I don't have an address. I'm not a business. I'm not a resident. Um, I am of the land, and so I would like to document my abode.
So you don't want the address on the county either?
No, because that's also the same thing, just like the social security number and just like the all caps name. That's a business front.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want it. There shouldn't be a zip code or necessarily an address at all. It should not be referred to it as an address or residency. It's an abode.
Okay, so that is something else I can let my supervisor know to see if he can put in a request to remove the address also.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can assist you with today, sir?
Actually, there is. There's an actual reason why I'm calling, not just to
Okay.
attempt to correct the record, which I'm glad it worked out. Um, okay, so essentially, on the 2/15/17, um, for the purchase of 11.42 from Domino's Pizza, both of them, I didn't give them a signature or sign for anything. They essentially, I attempted to order food online. They started making it ahead of time. They delivered. So essentially, they made food that they wanted. They delivered the food that they wanted to make. They claimed it was my food. They refused to actually make and deliver my food. Um, and yet, when they delivered that food that was made, um, they didn't have me sign for anything. And then they charged me two times, and I've let them know about this, and I've asked them several times, because today I called them and let them know, why hasn't anybody called me about this and what's going on? How is this okay? So essentially, those two charges, um, they already should be paid back. They should have never been taken out, in of itself, with how everything's gone. And at the same time, I would appreciate you guys to do something. I attempted to solve it myself, and they know about this. And I never authorized them to have access to that money because it was the over the online order, so I had to use my card. Yet, aren't I supposed to sign for that stuff for an actual authorization to go through that account?
Right.
And
When they
so
delivered it, yeah, you usually have to sign to authorize it. You are right.
And so I didn't sign for anything. They gave me food that they made for free, essentially. And they charged me two times for something I never got.
Okay, so what we can do from the bank's end, we can file a dispute. What a dispute is just the bank reaching out to Domino's Pizza to see exactly why they charge you twice for one, and then for second, to see why they put the charge through when you didn't sign for it. And
That
what the bank will also do, we will credit the money back to your account while we're doing research with Domino's Pizza. After the research is completed, the funds will stay in your account unless Domino Pizza try to fight you for the money.
huh. Okay. Well, that sounds great. It sounds like that's pretty much the step from here. Okay. That would be great. Thank you very much. Um, yep. And if they're not able to take the address away, which pretty much all three of those, any of those informations pretty much mean the same thing, um, I would more than appreciate to have it to where you guys never, ever use me as your excuse to destroy the real world, through your letters of paper. Because in the actuality, when you actually think about how much time, resources, and energy it takes to make a box, and then you take that box and you box something in that box, which is the same process of all that time, energy, and resources to then having it travel or be driven, considering it's in commerce, and operating a motor vehicle in that fact, to that of, that's a lot of resources there. And then it's like, so it would be grand if you guys stop using me as an excuse to essentially destroy the real world. Because in the all actuality of it, pre-recycling is way more effective than actually having to recycle. Because if you think about it, there's still another time retrospect that you have to take all that time and energy to do anything in the real world. I mean, and so it's like, what are we really doing? How practical is that? That's not. And so that would be great if you can put that in there too.
Okay, I can note the account for you, sir. I can also file a dispute and then note the account for you.
Grand. Thank you very much. You have a
You're
wonderful one.
welcome. You too. Thank you. Bye bye.